Hiya everyone and welcome to class 3 of the Kickstart Your Pilates challenge. Alright, today we're going to begin on our hands and knees in child's pose. Okay, so we want the knees kind of just wider than the hips. We want to sit the hips back to the heels and we just want to stretch the arms forward. Okay, now I want you to have lovely active arms here. I want you to be pressing into the hands, drawing the armpits down towards the hips. And use that press of the hands just to lengthen the tailbone down towards the mat, finding more length through the spine. Beginning to draw those lower abdominals in and curl the tailbone under. Okay, let's start with our breath here. So just find that lovely Pilates breath. Head is on the forehead's on the mat. We're inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Lovely. Couple more deep breaths here. Breathing deep into the ribs as if we're blowing up a balloon right in the bottom of the rib cage. And as we exhale, we're just hugging the ribs in towards the spine. Last big deep breath here. Finding length. Lovely. From here, we're going to come into an all fours position. Okay, so again, we're thinking about our alignment. We did this in the class previously. We want the chest right between the thumbs, okay? We want the shoulders over the tops of the wrists. And we want to be pressing the shins into the mat. We don't want the knees too far in so that we tuck the tailbone, or too far out so that the tailbone lifts. We want a nice, lovely neutral pelvis, okay? Begin to press the shins into the mat. And I just want you to feel this connection with the mat here. And feel a sense of just lengthening the crown of the head and the tailbone away from each other. Okay, lift up those abdominals. When you're ready, you're going to take a lovely deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're just going to hover the right knee above the mat. So we pick the right knee up, just an inch, and then bring it back down. And we're going to alternate these knee lifts. So we're going to see if we can use the exhale just to lift. And then lower. Okay, so keep going with these. Now when you lift up here, that sense of tightening that you feel across the lower abdomen or across the abdomen is a muscle called your transversus abdominis, or it's called TA. Alright, this is the deep core abdominal muscle which we work with in Pilates, okay? It stabilizes the pelvis and the ribs. And we use it. This is the muscle that we're referring to when we talk about the core. Lovely. On your next rep, you're just going to lift opposite hand and opposite knee. Okay, so we're just going to float opposite hand and opposite knee. Whoop. And then back down. Okay, so you may notice here that that tightening gets just that little bit more intense. So we're thinking about keeping a lovely long spine here. And we're thinking about having a tray of drinks on our back, right? So we don't want to spill any of these drinks. We want to keep the torso nice and level. Okay, don't worry if you're starting to get a bit of pain in the wrists. This is quite a hard position for the wrists to be in. Last one here. Exhaling and lifting. Keeping the torso lovely and still. And then we're going to come down to the mat. Okay, from here we find that lovely child's pose. Just give the wrists a circle, just to come off them a little bit. And then from here we're going to come forward onto our bellies. I'm going to switch around. And we're going to come forward onto our bellies. And then we're going to put our elbows underneath our shoulders. And then we're going to tuck the back toes under. And we're just going to lift up into a forearm plank, okay? So when we're in these forearm planks, you've got the option to be on the knees. But wherever you are, you want a straight line from the shoulders to the hips to your point of contact with the floor. Okay, you want nice active quads, and you want the the sitting bones, so the bones in your pelvis that you sit on, to be lengthening towards the heels as the crown of the head lengthens forward. Okay, pull the lower abdomen away from the mat. Hold here for 3, 4, 2, shoulders away, 4, 1, and then release yourself down to the mat. Lovely. We're going to come into our back extensions, okay, but this time we're going to add a back bend. So this time I would like you to bring your elbows out to the side, okay? So kind of just in front of the line of the shoulders. And then you want the wrists forward of the elbows, and the thumbs are going to be pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Roll those shoulders back and down, lengthen through the crown of the head, lift up through those lower abdominals and find that lift the chest away from the mat. So find that back extension. And then down. Okay? So we're just lightly pressing through the forearms here. And this is going to help us get rid of that upper back. It's going to help us put more focus right on the mid-back. Okay? So we're thinking about scrunching right in the middle of the back here as we lift and lengthen away. Now don't worry if you don't get too far away from the mat. Okay, our goal here isn't height, it's length. Okay, so we're just learning to extend the spine and then bring it down. Lovely, last one. And then from here you're going to bring your hands right underneath your shoulders, elbows reach back wide across the collarbone. You're going to lift up into that extension, and this time you're going to gently push through the hands as you shine the heart forward, keeping the lower ribs on the mat, coming into baby cobra, and then coming back down. Okay, so now we're doing a back bend. So before any back bend, we must first extend, and then we bend. Okay, so we're feeling that bend right in the low spine. Keep those sitting bones lengthening down towards the heels. Keep the lower abdominals lifting away to protect the low spine. Lovely, last one of these. Now you can stay with these mini cobras or reach the elbows back, push through the hands, find that back bend and keep lifting the spine up as you come into full cobra. Okay, shoulders are down and away from the ears, pubic bone is on the mat. And then we'll come back down again. Okay? So we're keeping the shoulder blades drawn south as the crown of the head draws north. Elbows hug in and we really shine the heart forward to find that bend in the spine. Lovely, we'll just do one more here. Lifting and lengthening. Lovely, last one. Come all the way up, shoulders wide and down. And then release all the way down on the mat. Well done. From here we'll just sit back into a quick child's pose. Just to release through the back. And then we're just going to take the left hand and we're going to thread it underneath the left side. And just turn the upper body to the left. Okay, and really outstretch that sideward facing hand. You're going to press the back of the sideward facing hand down into the ground. And you're going to anchor back into that opposite hip. Forward facing hand reaches forward. Inhale here. Exhale, come back to centre. We're going to do that on the other side. So we thread the arm through, twist, look towards the hand. Lovely. And then we'll come back to centre. Lovely. From here we're going to come onto our sides. We're going to take a side plank position. So from here I want you to come down onto your elbow. You want the elbow right underneath your shoulder. Okay, you want the torso nice and aligned. So hips are stacked. Think about lying up against a wall here. This shoulder needs to be rolled back and down. Okay, draw the armpit down towards the hip. Don't hang forward like this. You want the knees just in front of the line of the hips. And when you're ready, you're going to push through the elbow and lift the hips coming up into a side plank. Now you can stay here on your knees, or you can go halfway house, or you can go full side plank. It's up to you. But wherever you are, we're going to lift the hips here. Draw the armpit down towards the hip. Lovely. Hold here for 3, for 2, and for 1, and then we're going to release down to the mat. Lovely job. Bend the knees, bring the arm up and overhead. Enjoy this lovely quick side stretch. Nice. And then we're going to bring the feet out in front of her in a butterfly position. Again, if you need to pause the video here and go and grab a towel or a pillow or something to go underneath your bum and lift your hips, then please do. If not, join us. We're going to take that same position as we did when we were in back extension, but we want palms facing forward this time. Elbows are down. We're going to twist to the side and then centre. Okay, so we're just twisting and then centering. So when you're doing this, I want you to think about pushing the shoulder blades back and down. Okay, we're thinking about lengthening through the spine and we're keeping the hip bones facing forward. Now when we do any type of spine twist, we want to think about isolating right in the middle of the spine, okay? The hips, the ribs stay hugging in, the hips stay hugging in. And we twist and lengthen. Keep the shoulders relaxed, away from the ears. Twist and centre. Last one, twist and then centre. Lovely job. From here, we're just going to come down onto the other side and do all of that side plank on the other side. So find your elbow right underneath your shoulder. Okay, roll your shoulder back, find that lovely setup, stack the hips. Choose your position of the legs, so we're either going to be outstretched on one knees or halfway house. Okay, and then when you're ready, you're going to inhale, exhale, push through the elbow, lift the hips up. Lovely. Choose that leg position. We're going to pick the hips, scoop the hips up away from the mat, and we're going to hold here, holding and breathing. Well done. For 3, for 2, and for 1, and then we're going to come back down to the mat. Lovely. Swing your legs around to the other side. We're going to bring the legs out in front. We're going to revisit that roll down, what we found a couple of classes ago. We'll bring the arms out in front. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under and just melt the spine halfway down to the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, scoop to those abdominals, climb all the way up. And this time we're going to come all the way back down to the mat. Lovely. Imprinting each and every bone of the spine into the mat. Hands come by the side. You're going to step the feet in a little bit towards you. Find the backs of the shoulders heavy in the mat here. Palms are facing down, and we're going to go for some arm arcs. So we're going to arc the arm overhead and then bring them forward. Lovely. Now when you're doing these arm arcs, I really want you to press the backs of your shoulders, so your shoulder blades in towards the mat. You're going to reach a point when you come overhead where your shoulder blades are going to lift away from the mat. So I want you to find that point and then don't go there. Okay, so we want the shoulder blades on the mat at the whole time. Lovely. Last one here. So we'll inhale, bring the arms over, nice wide collarbone. Shoulder blades pressing back. And then bring them back down to the mat. We're going to revisit that roll and bridge, what we found the other day. So make sure that the legs are lovely and aligned. Step the heels a little bit further towards the glutes. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and begin to roll up through the spine as we lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Rolling through the spine. Shoulders are wide. All the way up. Inhale at the top. And when you're ready to come down, you're going to reach the knees forward, lengthen the toes, and bone by bone just melt the spine all the way back down into the mat. Thinking about imprinting each and every vertebra into the mat. Once we get there, we're going to just keep rolling. Okay, so we're thinking about this lovely long line through the spine. Head is just floating above the shoulders here. It's quite common to get a lot of shoulder tension in the neck here. Okay, so just relax the shoulders. Heavy shoulders. And we're thinking about just peeling the spine up and away from the mat. And your next repetition, you're going to hold that bridge lifted. Okay? Feel the strength of the legs here. Reach the knees forward. Then you're going to inhale, take the arms over into that arc. And then forward. Good. Coming over, press the shoulders in. And then forward. Keep a nice gap between the shoulders and the head. Keep the hips high. Mine just dropped over. And then forward. Bring the arms all the way down. Here's a challenge. You're either going to stay with a heel lift, or see if you can lift the right knee over the top of the hip. Bring that leg into that tabletop position. So knees over the hip, shins parallel to the floor. Tailbone's tucked. And bring it down. And then you're going to see if you can bring the other leg up. So right up. Remember, you've always got a heel lift as an option here, so you don't have to lift the whole leg. And then back down. Plant the foot. Squeeze the bum and lift the hips a little bit higher. And then roll all the way down. Lovely. Arc the arms overhead once more. Then as you bring them forward, you're going to come up into that abdominal prep that we've already found. So we're going to lift the chest, shorten the space between the ribs and the hips. You're going to bring the right knee and then the left knee up into tabletop. And then we're going to go for a single leg stretch here. So we're going to bring both hands to the front of the left knee as we stretch the right leg away. And then we're going to switch. Okay, so we're just switching and stretching. Again, thinking about keeping the lower abdominals deepening down. If this is too much with both legs, you can bring one leg to the floor and just do a single leg for 3 reps. And then swap legs, okay? So wherever you are, stay here, keep deepening those abdominals in, relax the neck, draw the shoulder blades down, get that tailbone down on the mat, really hug the ribs in, keep going here for 3, for 2, we're nearly there, and for 1. Bring both legs into tabletop, press the hands into the knees and squeeze and hold. Hold, hold, and then release down to the mat. I've got a bit of a sweat on now actually. You're going to hug the knees in towards the chest, well done. And from here we're going to enjoy a quick twist. So we want to bring our arms out into the T position. So arms to the side in line with the shoulders. I call this angel arms. My arm's not going to fit that way, but pretend it is. We're going to bring the knees together. And from here you're just going to press the lower back into the mat and just drop the knees over to the right as you gaze to the left. Lovely long tailbone here. Twisting from the bottom of the spine. Inhale. Exhale, bring them back to center with control. Press the belly button in towards the spine. And then take them the other way, twisting and reaching. Finding length, refinding that lovely breath. Lovely, bring the legs back to center. Hug the knees in, see if you can roll up to seated or just help yourself up to seated. Turn to face me. I hope my hair's alright. Bring the hands on the knees, sit nice and tall. Let's do 3 deep breaths together. Inhale. Exhale in. Inhale once more. Exhale. Be still. Inhale. And exhale. Completely release. Well done, well done. Thank you for joining us.